What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twist Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of Cross. This is the very first season, episode 2, Ride the Right Horsey. I'm going to start off first with my problems. I'm not sure if I like the show. I love Aldous Hodge. And I like James Patterson. I even like the character Alex Cross from the James Patterson books. But I'm not sure if I like how it's being portrayed on this TV show. There's something about authenticity that seems to be lacking a little bit for me. And I know this is Hollywood, you know, it's fiction. With fiction, it gives you room to play around with different aesthetics, different attitudes and atmospheres, and even toy with the storyline just a little bit. But there's still something that I'm missing that is not coming across as authentic to me as the characters in the book did. Aldous Hodge, perfection. Even though he's playing a cop, and I'm not too fond of cops, I'm not even too fond of him. Alex Cross. I'm not too fond of Alex Cross. Still sexy as he want to be as Aldous Hodge. Still smart. You know, seems to be very in tune detective. But there's some quirks about him that gets on my fucking nerves. And it reminds me of the reasons why I have these feelings about cops in the real world. And it really grinds my gears. Ryan Ego, the one who's playing Ed, perfection. It took me a minute to realize who he was. That is the guy who was the doctor on Amsterdam. I didn't finish watching Amsterdam. It was a good series though, and he was the main doctor on was it Mac? What's his name? That's who Ryan Ego is. It took me a minute to figure out who he was with this bleach blonde hair. Like I said, the guy who plays the barbershop Bobby I remember her from the TV show Underground, right? I'm not too sure about his character. I was really rooting for his character at first as the evil antagonist, but this particular episode made me say, really, when I thought about him. So, Samson, the one who plays Cross's best friend, I don't like him at all. He seems to be always trying to hold Cross accountable, but it doesn't seem to me as if there is a real friendship. It doesn't seem like he agrees with anything Cross does. He backs him up because, you know, I've known this motherfucker for a long time. But as far as having a real, true, authentic friendship is not always 100% about accountability. There's a lot of times it's about support. Having faith in that person. And he doesn't seem like he has any in Cross. I don't understand why he's considered to be the best friend. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna really pretty much say about that. Acting wise, those 4 characters, I believe that they're giving me what I need to have. I'm assuming that a lot of these actors and actresses are new to the scene or not as seasoned. The grandmother, her character is so unbelievable as far as how she delivers her dialogue. Tavio's girlfriend, the same thing. I don't believe her as a character. Kayla, the one that they have in helping them investigate, I don't believe her as a character. The girlfriend Elle, I don't believe her as a character. They don't come across as authentic beings in their delivery of these characters. And it seems too much that they are over exaggerating the characteristics of these said characters. Like they got something to prove to the audience. Just be fucking natural. And it's not there yet. This is only the 2nd episode. But let's go ahead and get into it. This is going to be short and sweet because I got a sick dog that I'm taking care of, and I don't want to spend too much time away from him on this camera. We pick up the very next day from episode 1. I was wondering how they were going to move these episodes along. Was it going to be like a Law and Order type situation where they get whole new cases, or if we were going to actually continue on the storyline. It seems that at least for now, we're continuing on the storyline. I think I said at the end of last episode that it's Tavio and Ed seem to be working together. I forgot to mention Barbershop Bobby. Basically, they both seem to be working with Ed, okay, and the barista dude. We didn't see him at all this particular episode. But the barista is the one who took the pictures for Ed, sent Ed the pictures, and Ed is the one who goes after the victims. Any messes that need to be cleaned up, that's what Bobby is for. And somehow Tavio was involved in that situation. Kind of threw me for a minute because I don't remember exactly the ending, but I'm gonna try. Hopefully it comes back to recollection. So, like I said, we pick up and they're trying to figure out why the fuck Tavio just got gunned down. They thought that he was responsible for Amir Goodspeed's death, and they were escorting him out the building through the crowd of protesters who were, or they weren't even protesters at the time. The crowd of people who was at the vigil for Amir. And he got gunned down. Just one shot, boom, to the dome, he dead, right? And we saw that it was Bobby, Barbershop Bobby, that had did the shooting. Okay, at the end of last episode, I failed to mention the Barbershop Bobby called up Ed. So that's how we knew that they were connected. So they trying to put pieces together on why Tavio would have been gunned down if he was the one who was responsible for Emir's death. You know, they went over the crime scene time and time again. They played back the video time and time again. But this particular time when they watching back this video again, Cross notices that Tavio's girlfriend, I don't remember her name. I know her sister's name was Mel. I don't remember what the girlfriend's name was. She took the cell phone off of Tavio's body when she was there after he got shot. Now, I don't recall her running to his side. I thought it was Amir's sister that ran to his side, but they say it was Tavio's girlfriend that did. And they see her physically take the cell phone. So now they're like, we need to get to her, find out what's going on. Well, she's talking to her sister and dropping her baby off. His name is Tavi, over to the sister, because she has to find somebody to get that phone to. She don't want to give it to the cops because they already didn't trust the cops. And she know that Tavio was murdered. So she need to find somebody that's going to give her or get her the justice that she believes they deserve. So she takes off. She takes off with this phone, leave her baby in the care of the sister. So once they realize that they have to get this phone from her, they start this search for this girl. Well, at the same time, somehow Bobby magically deliciously knows as well that that's who they're looking for, that she has the cell phone. Somehow Ed already knows that where this girl works. I'm not sure how he knows, who told him, but somehow Ed already says, oh, I remember she worked at some type of hair salon. You find out what that hair salon is. This is his instructions to Bobby. And Bobby has this conversation with him like, okay, you fucked with a community leader. You shouldn't have did that. You picked the wrong person. Now we got to wait for this hype to die down. So make sure your ass don't go out grabbing nobody else while this is happening. You need to simmer down for a minute. Let shit cool off before you take your next victim. Okay. Now we already know that Ed is working on picking up Shannon. Because remember, Shannon is the one who the barista took the picture of. Because he looks like this next serial killer person that was on death row. Well, she does, not he. So we already know Ed's working on it. Ed built a profile, I believe, with the barista's picture. And he shows up to go meet Shannon. And Shannon like, hold up, you ain't the person. You're not the person that was in the pictures. And so he goes on this whole explanation of why he catfishing her. Because he needs to protect his identity because of the line of work that he's in. She never once asked him what line of work he's in. Okay, but she said, you know what? I'm out of here. Deuces. I was like, good girl, gone. Okay, he convinces her to stay. He like, look here, I'm sorry I lied to you. But I only did it for this reason, that reason, and the third. She like, nope, I'm out of here. And he said, but just give me a chance, okay? Sit down with me. You already here. Let's have a cup of coffee and let's have a conversation. If you feel like you still need to leave once we're done, then you ain't never got to see me again. Well, of course, Shannon didn't go nowhere. She sat down and stuck around. Red flag, your fault, girl. Okay. Sometimes when we have situations where people are being violated, they're being attacked, they're being targeted, and you hear people saying, well, it's their fault that they did it. And we always say it's never that person's fault when they are being a victim. It's the person who planned the attack. It's their fault that they're hurt. However, there are some signs that you should not ignore. She was ready to take off twice within the first 3 minutes, but chose to stay. She needs to be held accountable for what may happen to her a tad bit. You can't 100% say that he manipulated you in any kind of way. You can't 100% say that. He is doing manipulation. He is doing manipulation to get you there. He is gaslighting the fuck out of you to get you there. But your gut told you to leave, and you decided to stay anyway. Okay, so basically he starts to court her, and she's all giddy and smiles and goo goo gaga, like all happy at this man, and I guess she think he fine, you know what I'm saying? But Shannon's caught up now. She's caught up with Ed, and she's gonna have a grand old time getting to know who Ed is. But I don't believe he told her his name was Ed. I think she gave him a different name. I believe she did. Okay, so Bobby, like I said, he has this conversation with Ed again. During that conversation with Ed, we learned that he is aware of Cross being on the case, and I guess he's getting information from Chris, the IT guy at the police station. He's like, just leave Cross alone for right now. Don't fuck with him. Don't get in his way. Let him do his thing. He's very good at what he do. And Ed is like, we need to take care of that problem. Okay. He knows the girlfriend, Elle. So he's going to use her to get information on Cross. Now, let me tell y'all right now, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust Elle. I think she in on it. I don't trust Kayla. I think she in on it. I don't trust Samson, his partner. I think he in on it. I don't trust nobody around Cross but the grandmother. Now, Cross, after the last incident where the creeper was up in the house, he put up cameras all around the damn house, right? In the middle of the night, he hears a noise. He grabs his motherfucking gun, go downstairs, hold up, motherfucker, wait, right? Boom. He didn't shoot, but he's about to. His finger was on the trigger. And it turns out to be his daughter, Janie. She up in the middle of the night. Oh, my bad, Dad. I got thirsty. I need to get something to drink. Child ain't scared, didn't pee on herself, none of that shit. If my daddy put out a gun on me, I would have pissed myself right then, and I would have screamed at the top of my lungs. And she's like, no, Daddy, I understand. It's my fault. I was up late. I shouldn't have did that. She was too calm. She did not act like a child. This is what I'm talking about when I say I'm missing the authenticity of this show. Your daddy got a gun on you ready to fire, right? So Samson hears about this shit the next day, and he blames Cross, like, you tripping out. You should have got mental help when I told you to get mental help. You still ain't over your wife's death. You out here pulling a gun on your doggone daughter. He is blaming him for causing this child trauma, who really ain't got none. She really ain't got no trauma at all. She don't fear nothing. She ain't feeling nothing. Her emotion is lacking. There's nothing that she's feeling in this doggone moment other than sorry for her daddy, that she made her daddy come down with a gun and be excited. But Samson is like throwing all these negative terms at him about how the fuck he ain't being a good daddy in this moment because he put out a gun on his daughter. He's trying to protect his fucking family. He just found out that the person that kills his wife was in his fucking house, around his family's mementos, has access to him and his family. And you talking about that he wrong as shit for coming downstairs when he heard a noise with a gun in his hand? This is what I'm talking about Samson. The friendship does not seem to be there. Everything this fucking man does, he criticizes him. And why the fuck is he calling him sugar? He started calling him sugar in the first episode. I don't remember him being called sugar in the damn books. Maybe this is just a nickname he's given right now, but why is he called Sugar? Does he box like Sugar Ray Leonard or something? Why the fuck is they called Sugar? Nobody has addressed that yet. This is episode 2, and I keep hearing this grown ass man call this other grown ass man Sugar, and it's really bothering me. Okay, so the next day, Granny is up around the house. Janie is nowhere to be found. Where the fuck are you at, girl? Granny is calling her all around the doggone house. Janie, where you at? Where you at? The door's open. It's the middle of winter. This child done gone outside. She done gone outside and walked across the street where Granny finds her at. And she's like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? She said, I'm talking to the man. I'm talking to the voice that was speaking to me. I thought she said the man. The man that was standing here that was talking to me. That's what she said, the man. And remember I told you I thought the creeper was a woman. But it's so many people that I think is involved now. And they all could be playing different freaking roles at this particular point. But for some reason when Ed had that conversation with Bobby, it did not seem like the Ed situation and the creeper situation are connected. It doesn't seem like they're connected at all. Because he seemed to be shocked about Alex Cross. It was like, we need to find out all we can on him through L. If you still trying to find out all you can on him through L, you can't be the creeper, because the creeper knows all about him. The creeper knows about his past, his wife's dealings. She knows about the house. She knows about the kids. She knows Alex Cross, the creeper does, or he. But anyway, Janie said it was a guy, a man that she was talking to. And they look up and they see this camera. And she's talking to the camera. That might have been their backyard, but I thought she was across the street. It might have been the backyard, because he put camera, like I said, all around the house. Okay, so coming to find out, Granny decides to cut the camera feed. She like, the house done got hacked. She don't want no strange ass person talking to my grandbaby through no damn cameras. Which I didn't believe those cameras had audio that you could speak back and forth to somebody through. I didn't believe those cameras had speakers. But okay. I guess they would pick up audio if they're picking up noise outside of the house. It could be if they're picking up the sound. Most people's video equipment does not pick up the sound. It's not like the Ring doorbell. It just picks up the audio. So, but I guess his whole package, he got money and everything, or he at least got people to do the job, is picking up audio and visual. Okay, so anywho. So now, again, Cross is freaking out. And his boy Samson is still not supporting the fact that he is being targeted, that the person that murdered his wife is coming after his family, is harassing his family. And Samson is just like, you tripping. Something ain't right. And I'm sitting here saying, Samson, something ain't right with you. Why is it so hard for you to believe that that's what's going on? Now, he did go ahead and send the scarf off to get the DNA match. And like I said, the DNA came back and found out it was one single solitary hair, and it wasn't Maria's. So he did that. And you could tell it was intentional because how it was tied around the scarf with him. So he did that, but he didn't do it because he was supporting Cross. He did it just to shut Cross the fuck up. He was tired of hearing this guy doggone mouth. That's it. He didn't do it because he was interested as well as getting to the bottom of what's going on. And while all of a sudden, Cross is now being targeted by allegedly the person who killed his wife. Okay, so we go back over to Tavio's girlfriend. She goes off to this hotel. She's hiding out in this hotel. Make it make sense. I don't know. It don't make sense to me at all. She's checking back in with the sister. The sister that had a visit from Cross and Samson, trying to figure out where she at, and she all got attitude like, I don't know, because again they blame the cops for Tavio's death. And the little boy says, Tavi says, I know where my mom is. She told me next time I come back, we could ride the right horse. Okay. And I was like, wait a minute, don't he live with his mama? He lived with his mama, right? Yeah, he's supposed to live with his mama. The mama dropped him off at the sister house to watch while she go on this little escapade. So where the white horse is at ain't where he live. It's just someplace that, his mama said he could do whenever he come back around there. Now, they can't tie this in to figure out where this white horse is at. It's not coming to recollection what the fuck he mean by this white horse. They didn't bother to check no stables. They didn't bother to check no parks with horses, no Ferris wheel. They didn't bother to check none of that stuff. They just bumping their head up against the wall trying to figure out what the fuck this white horse means. But while they were at the house, they noticed Cross noticed all of the workbooks that baby Tobby was working in. He was playing this game similar to Animal Crossing. I think it was called Animal Habitat or something like that. He's playing this doggone game. He's peeping up all these little small details and retaining them to memory. Bobby finds the girlfriend before anybody does. And Bobby sees her in the store, in the convenience store, what have you, and he grabs 2 bottles of liquor. Now she's in this hotel room. Like I said, again, makes no sense to me why she would go to this hotel. If she's supposed to be hiding out, she's still in DC. In this damn hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Bobby gets the room right next door to her. Bobby got the music turned the fuck up. He is disturbing the peace. And I think he might have been playing Disturbing the Peace. Was he playing Ludacris? What was he playing? He was playing something. No, I can't remember. It might have been Disturb the Peace. Anywho, he got the music blasted. He making up all this noise. He hooping and hollering, banging on the walls, snorting cocaine left and right. Did y'all ever watch the movie Colors? Colors. Y'all remember the movie Colors? In that movie, one of the dudes got high. And he was in a diaper, humping a stuffed animal. He was high as hell. Rabbit. That was they called a rabbit. And he was fucking this damn stuffed animal, air fucking, because he wasn't really having sex with it. And he was high and tripping out. That's what this scene reminded me of. Because I could have sworn Bobby had on a diaper at some point. He just had on, or he had the sheet just tied around his loins or something. And every movement, every action reminded me of that scene from Colors. I don't know, maybe they thought that the movie was so old that people wouldn't remember it, but people like me give it a call back. It was damn near the exact same scene. And I was like, so Bobby getting high. Bobby seemed to be a ruthless ass cop. Former cop, because he used to be on the squad. He's no longer on the squad. Ruthless as fuck. Somebody that want to keep his head straight. Okay? But Bobby is a fucking crackhead, a cokehead. And he just snorting away. I mean, he doing line after line after line. How many lines do it take to take your ass down? But he's damn sure acting erratic. And I know it's people that are on cocaine, when they get that shit in their system good, they get real erratic. They sometimes get superhuman strength. And they do dangerous shit. Okay? That's where Bobby is at. Okay, and now she is in her room, because again, she's in the room right next to him. She banging on the walls and shit. Ain't nothing working. She didn't bother to call down to the front desk and say, hey, y'all need to come get this motherfucker. Nothing. She didn't go next door and bang on the door like a normal black person would do. Tell them to shut the fuck up. Nothing. She just sat in her room, panicking, shaking and rocking. And she calls up the newspaper lady. There was a lady that's investigating the story that had talked to Cross already. And Cross didn't want to give her no information. She's like, okay, fine. So, but this is who the girlfriend decides to call. I don't know why. We haven't seen anything that says that this woman does exclusive groundbreaking work. We haven't seen anything that says that she is a ally to the people, and we knew that she's going to be the one that's going to get us justice. We haven't seen any of that. But for some reason, that is the person who the girlfriend called and said, I got information for you that you want to hear. Why she just didn't tell it in? She said she had her phone, but so they must have set up a meet for her to come get this phone. Leave then. Why we waiting? Okay, you got proven information. Let's go get this done. Let's get it popping, okay? Now, in the meantime, Ed is out here having all these dates with Shannon. He's still prepping Shannon for the kill, even though Bobby told him to calm the fuck down. Ed he's on go time. He takes her to this creepy ass museum. art museum gallery, and basically the artist deals with blood. He works in blood. He loves the proximity to death, so his artwork depicts a lot of death. There was even a whole gluttonous scene at the end where this big fat lady was laid out on the table like she was the spread, and it looked like there were 7 skeletons of pigs is what it looked like to me, to reference that she's being a gluttonous ass pig. And it looked like they were about to eat her. I think she even had an apple in her mouth at that particular time. But they was their skeletons. They were already dead as well. And then there was just artwork that looks like, bloody handprints for somebody that was trying to escape out of a glass room. Things like, this might have been Ed's work. Ain't no telling. But she is fascinated with this type of art. And Ed loves that she's fascinated with this. They go on this little speech about how she wanted to do some type of artwork, but she couldn't get an interview with the Ritz-Carlton. I don't remember what the fuck that was about or what. I didn't even listen to the whole story about her interview. Give me a moment. I got to wet my whistle. Don't know exactly what her story was about. So, hold on for a second. My dog is barking. Might be having an Amazon delivery. We got a semi truck coming through the neighborhood for the Amazon deliveries. I did also order some Garrett's popcorn. Okay, he good. Okay, so yes, so Ed is setting her up for the fall. The next day, she gets a call and gets the interview of the lifetime, the interview at the Ritz-Carlton that she's always wanted. And Ed just happens to be in the neighborhood where she works and comes in to see her while she's having this phone call. And then she realizes, oh, you the one that set this up for me. He's like, look, I just want to help. I like helping people, helping them achieve their dreams, this, that, and the third. He's very charming, very charismatic. You know what I'm saying? And she's just falling more and more for him. And then he said, you know what? We could prep for your interview. First thing in the morning, come to my crib, and she's like, hold on. I don't know you like that. I ain't coming to your house, right? He said, no, it's not like that. This is just for an interview. Check it out. I'm going to cook up a lot of bacon. And that's what made me think this might have been Ed's work at the art museum, because most of the skeletons were pig heads. He's cooking up a lot of bacon. He got a lot of bacon. And gonna be there ready to give her some friendly advice if she needed, if she wanted. Just come by, okay? So, my battery power is low. Okay, so the next day, Shannon decides to go over there. She decides to text her mama and say, if you don't hear from me in an hour, call the cops, right? Normally that's what we would do. If I go on a first date with a guy, I would take a picture of his plates, take a picture of him, and send it to the close person I know. If you don't hear back from me soon, call the cops. This is who I was with. This is their plates. You know what I'm saying? This is the vehicle. I do that all the time. All the time. And I tell my daughter to do that too. Okay, so that's what she did. Send that text off to her mama. Now, back on Cross's side. They're sitting there and they somehow got onto discussion about the girlfriend, and she turned the phone on, so the phone pinged, so she must have turned the phone on to meet the interview lady, the journalist. The phone pinged and then went offline again. Why she turned the top of your phone on, I don't know. Because she got her own phone. She been calling her sister on her own phone. So why she turn on top of your phone is beyond me. And so she turns on the phone. It pings. So they get a general location of where she's located. Kayla is the one who's still watching the phone ping and everything. So they triangulate where she could possibly be. This is where she lives. This is where her child's daycare is. So she got to be somewhere in the middle. And she's probably reverted back to a child's imagination. They gave some explanation about why she would do this. People in times of fear revert back to familiar things, and they thought that her childhood would be a familiar thing for her. So they figured a familiar spot. And then somehow they came up with the motel as a familiar spot for her. Like that's where she grew up or something. I don't remember that in the beginning of the storyline. If she did, put it down in the comment section, right? So they said, then Cross said, you know what? And the last time I was there, guess what was in front of the building? A white horse. When were you there last, Cross? I don't get it. I don't get it. Apparently you and the girlfriend, y'all ain't smashed. So when were you there last at that hotel that you remember a white fucking horse sitting outside of it? But that's what he said. He remembered the last time he was there. There was a white horse in front of that building. So it gotta be the place. Gotta be the location. We had this, like I said, we had this whole little situation with the girlfriend, and he didn't want to go on a date with her. But Samson forced him to go, said he was going to watch the kids for him. We went on this whole thing about the piano and the piano teacher. And I realized that none of the black women in this show has hair. They make sure that all the black women in this show got a fade or a super low haircut. I guess they want them to be all natural. That was another thing I want to say too about that. Not that that's not a natural look for black women, but this show is intentionally trying to make sure that black people's societal issues are a focus, even when it comes to Alex Cross, which is why I was saying I don't believe him as a character, because at one point they're trying to, for me, force feed this idea that a black cop is righteous. I mean, that's a good way for me to say it. He has a lot of lip for his commanding officer, for his lieutenant, and for his chief. He has a lot of talk back, a lot of pushback, which I think can justify with him being an officer of 30 years, having this amount of pushback, having this amount of pull, or having this amount of audacity to speak to his higher ups in that way, because he is an officer that gets the job done. What doesn't make sense to me, what doesn't line up for me, is the amount of doubt, the amount of unsurety that his higher ups and his fellow co-workers have about him. Even Samson, like I said, even when Samson said, I ride with him, he doesn't solve cases, I believe him to trust his gut, Samson's own actions have not shown to me that he trusts Alex Cross's gut or intuition, or even the way in which he handles or goes about cases. His lieutenant doesn't, his chief doesn't, and none of the co-workers that work with him. They talk to him and treat him as if he is an officer that has been a fuck up. You remember how Maloney was on The Wire? Maloney was always fucking up shit. He always did things his own way. He seemingly always got the job done, but with a lot of fuck up happening in the process. And that's how they treat Cross. They don't treat Cross like he's this highly decorated officer who demands the respect that he is showing with his chain of command. All that back talk that he does. I mean, I would prefer officers to have that type of snap back and talk back to their lieutenants, especially when it comes to racial issues and community involved issues. But we know that that's not what the fuck happens. These motherfuckers are real quiet, real silent, because they scared for their own fucking lives. Okay? They scared that their boys in blue aren't going to back them if they speak up and stand out. So Cross is really a fucking anomaly in this situation. But like I say, I could take one or the other. I could take that he's this well decorated, highly, looked up to officer if everybody wasn't treating him the opposite in these roles. They all treating him with such doubt and treating him like he is needs to be handled like a little fucking kid, like he's very delicate flower or some shit. That's how they treat him. So it doesn't match is what I'm trying to say. That's why I say he's not a believable character for me, even though how much I love Aldous Hodge. And I love Alex Cross as a character as he was written in the books, but the way that they are portraying him in this TV show is making me saying this don't make no fucking sense. Every time he has an issue, every time he has a thought, especially in regards to his wife and the shit that's going on in his house, Samson challenges him. The chief challenges him. His co-workers like ridicule him or laugh at him behind his back in front of his fucking face. That doesn't seem like that's somebody that they highly respect. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure if I like this show because of that. That is really pulling at me like this don't make no fucking sense. Okay, and there's a lot of things that Crosses says to try to justify wrongdoing that cops may do when confronted with citizens that keep confronting him about the type of cop he is, or just the fact that he is a cop. His responses and his comebacks to them, it's almost like he's trying to justify the wrong shit that cops do in my eyes, and I'm like, fuck you and feed your grits. Y'all know, y'all hear me say that all the time. What that basically means is fuck them dry and feed them dry ass grits. Like they make sure their ass choke and burn. That's what the fuck that means. That's what fuck you and feed your grits mean. Choke and burn. Okay. But that's how I be feeling. So I be like, whatever. I'm saying that's why I say I agree with Jared the first episode because it. Okay, so anywho, they go down to the hotel, Motel Holiday Inn. The guy at the desk tells them what room the girl was in, gives it up with ease, you know. For some reason, it takes them forever to make it to room 222. Bobby is in there. He got this girl hemmed up, trying to get the code to the phone. He's beating the cowboy shit about her. I mean, he's dragging about her. Her lace front don't come off because, I mean, he snatched her up off the ground and she's a big girl and he snatched her up and tosses her by her damn hair and that damn wig don't move. It don't budge. It don't do nothing. He don't scalp her. Nothing. You know, a track don't fall out. Nothing. Okay, and she getting her ass beat. Her boyfriend is already dead. You don't know who the hell this person is and you just like holding on to that code for dear life. I don't know the code to his phone. I don't know the code to his phone. Now, Bobby sees Cross and Samson running up because they loud. How you sneaking up on them motherfucker and y'all loud? Y'all outside loud. Calling in, 66254 at the such Paradise Hotel. Yeah, we're going up to room 222. That's where we're going. Can y'all hear me up there? Okay, I just want to make sure. That's how it seemed like they was doing, right? Why y'all so loud? Okay. But Bobby has time to still antagonize and beat the shit out of old girl while they run to the room. I swear they ran a country fucking mile to go from the hotel motel front desk, which is downstairs, to up to room 222. Okay, so by the time she unlocked the phone, because she had the code all along, she decided to send whatever the file is to herself. I would have sent it to my sister, but she sent it to herself, right? Well, Bobby hears the phone. So he realized that what she did, she sent it over to her doggone self. Bobby slit her fucking neck. Right the fuck up. He was gonna shoot her ass, but he slit her fucking neck. She's screaming and shit. And I knew that once they started playing all that music and he was laughing and gyrating and all the partying on the other side of the wall, that when she screamed over here on this side of the wall, wasn't nothing gonna happen because then nobody give a fuck. Nobody came to call and complain about him making all that goddamn racket in the other room earlier. They damn sure wasn't gonna care about somebody getting their ass beat in the hotel room. Now, they wouldn't. He told them some music on his cell phone, child. I don't know what kind of phone he had, but the music was booming enough that nobody outside heard her screams. So he slit her fucking throat. Cross and Samson bust into the room. Bobby get to escape. Now Bobby, he a little dude, but he ain't that fucking little. He escaped out the little bathroom window. The little bitty ass square that be up in the bathroom windows. That's what Bobby escaped out of, child. And he got away with the cell phone. And somehow Cross just knew. She sent, because Kayla told him that a call went from Taviel's phone to her phone. So Cross just knew she must have sent whatever evidence it was over to her own phone. Okay, so Cross goes back over to the house. Now, he didn't knock on the door to get the mail to tell her that her sister's dead. He stood outside. He talked to the little boy. He took his little game. He just knew that he was going to have the game in his hand. And put his code in, so basically he could access whatever was on that tablet, because most people's iPhones hooked to their tablet, so text messages and calls and stuff can come across there as well if it's in the cloud. So he was able to get it, and it was a voicemail. The voicemail said, something going wrong. I went on a date with this dude, and I'm at his house, but I ain't touched nothing or did nothing, and something ain't right. Now I believe that was Amir sent that to Tavio's phone. It didn't make sense to me, okay? And he gave the address, which was 41 Prince Street. And then we go back and we see Shannon is in front of 41 Prince Street, which is Ed's house. She goes in, she puts her hand sanitizer on her hand, and she go in there and she started talking to him. And come to find out, he tried to offer her some mimosas and she refused them. Her interview was later today. Why would you want to be drinking this morning? And he like, I'm not that type of dude. And she was like, I didn't say that you were. I know you're not. He said, nah. The mimosas ain't what you got to worry about. You got to worry about the hand sanitizer at the door. That's what he put fentanyl in. And fentanyl apparently absorbs to your skin, according to Ed. And it killed that damn girl. She fell down, go boom. She dead now. From having fentanyl on her hands. Now, before she died, she was like, hey, somebody know where I'm at. I'm just let you know that right now, right? He said, who? Your mama? You might want to call her. See how she doing. Make sure she know you all right. So she dials her mama instead of dialing 911. She dials her mama. And the phone rings. Ed got her mama phone. So Ed and I already took her damn mama out, child. And they took her mama out and her. Okay. And that's all that happened in this particular episode. I mean, there was a scene in there where Cross had watched the video playback of his daughter Janny going out there listening to the voice talking about how beautiful she was, and you look just like your mama. And Janny, 9-year-old ass or 12-year-old ass, I forgot how old she was. I think she died following him over there, or following the voice over there, because the girl said she beautiful and looked like her mama, and that's what got him so paranoid and didn't want to go out with Elle. But that's it, child. That's it. We're gonna see where this go next. I am interested in Ed and his find out what his next victim is going to be, because they didn't show us this particular time. Last episode we got to see who his next victim was going to be, which was Shannon. We don't know who his next victim is going to be at this particular time. And then what it all has to do, why Tavio was connected with Ed and Bobby. Why? I still don't understand that connection. I understand why Amir seemed to say he was on a date. Was he gay now? Because he said he went on a date with the dude because he turned gay in jail. Or act on his homosexual impulses in jail. And when he got out, I don't understand what Tavio has to do with it. Why? Because Bobby and Ed said that they had to make sure that they wiped Tavio out to clean up their mess and get rid of any loose ends. They didn't know that there was a voicemail sent from Amir, between Amir and Tavio. They didn't know that at first. They didn't know until they realized that the girlfriend had stole the phone. And that there must have been some type of information on that phone. But they had already said that Tavio was connected. So I don't understand that part. That part's not making sense to me. And like I said, we didn't get to see the barista this time, so I don't know what other ties he gonna have in here. But that's it, y'all. That's the end of episode 2, Cross. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Put it down in the comment section. See you in the next video. Peace.